Um, I'll be talking briefly on the printf project, and I'll try and explain the little way I can. Um, I still have some projects to do. Even I'm having issue with one project currently, but I'll go straight to the point. I won't go deep down. I know there's a way to kind of explain in a much more um, clearer way. So probably once I'm done with the project I'm doing currently, I'm going to make another video, but that will be by the way, and that might be too late for you to catch up because of deadlines. So briefly, if you are watching this would help you as well. Okay, so I will first create a directory. Okay, so I'll create a directory and call it printf tests. Okay, so I'll cd into that directory. Sorry. Okay. Okay, good. It's clear. All right, good. So basically, you have to create a readme file, right? So I'm just doing this for those that won't know, but I'm very sure you know. So just write your rubbish, make sure it's not empty. All right, good. Your readme should always contain something meaningful about the project anyway. So I will be going through the resource, not resource anyway, the requirements. Okay, so basically what this project is just about is just you kind of creating your own function that acts as a printf, right? So if you go through the instruction, you need to go through it because you might be getting so many checker failure because of you skipped the instruction. So the first thing is that you should not have more than 5 functions in a file. Everything must be Betty compliance. So is this Betty compliance that would even really give you issue? Because if you have line of code, except there are different functions, if you have a function that is above 40 lines, I guess, Betty will complain. And then basically what we're doing now would contain more than 40 lines. Okay, but I'll explain how to kind of reduce it and all that for you. All right, so we have that, and then the prototype should be in this. Don't forget to do this, do that. Okay, they say they won't provide you the put chart, so you write it yourself. Okay, so you can use all these functions, right? Malloc free. This one are for periodic functions, right? Okay, so you can use them. You can use the periodic function header file, and then you won't be able to use the stdio. I don't know if they state it somewhere. I don't know if it's stated somewhere, but you won't be using it because um, if you are using it, it means that you'll be using some of printf function that has been defined before. So they want you to create everything manually yourself. Okay, so so when you are compiling, it has to compile with this wall extra pedantic blah blah blah. So you have to use this format to compile it. Okay, so it has to follow this standard as well. All right, so you compile all.c. I will explain why it is all.c as well when we go into the code. um, okay, so basically if you look at this test, they give you a test file. Okay, all right, so you'll be creating your own as underscore printf, in the sense that when you now run this thing, they are using your own format to print this word, eh? And then they are using the normal format to print this word. That is why it is having the header file of their own, which is standard, and your own, which will be the main. Okay, that is why it's having it, because your own would have your own header file just like the standard IO, right? So this one will print it out. So they'll use it to test everything. So some tags will be that okay, your printf should be able to print out when you use %d, and then some tags would be that your so they will test it with the standard one. It has to make sense. So they'll check it with negative number. So this one might be for probably tax 7, okay, and then they'll test it with the normal one. It has to act as the normal one, okay. So basically that's it. So if you look at this first line now, okay, the output would be you should print this guy, right? So if you go down, they compiled it according to that wall extra, right? According to this format, right? All.c files. Why they said all.c files is because um, they expect that you are compiling your main and other functions that you've written, right? Which will end with .c, right? So when you compile it and you give it a name, if you don't give it a name, so this place will be ./a.out. But if you can say the output should be printf, so you run it this way. So when you run it, you can see that your own is printing this, their own is printing this, your own is printing this, their own is printing this, your own is printing this, their own is printing this. So you can use this main.h to test your file if it's working. So if you are doing percent, for example, your own must print this and their own will print this, okay. So basically that's it. All right. So you'll be strictly checked for plagiarism. So if you copy someone's code, you'll be marked down. Okay. So so write a function that, so the first task is that you should write a function. Okay, this is a prototype of a normal printf. Okay, it is following like a periodic function kind of prototype, in the sense that these are ellipses, right? You can pass in variety number of arguments here, and it's going to print a format. So I will explain this in a jiffy for you, and then let's get to it. So this one is saying that um, the returns, printf actually returns an integer, right? So the integer is the amount of bytes that it prints, and I don't know if I can actually go deep to explain that. It's not really deep, but the time, because I have a lot to do, so it's not really deep, it's very simple. So return the number of character. It should return the number of character that is printed, right? That is what printf does naturally. So your own should also return the number of character, right, that you'll be doing for this task, okay. And then write out to standard output the standard output string, okay. So it's going to print out, okay. Format is a character string. They're telling you that this format is a character string, right? So the format string is composed of 0 or more directive, okay. So your printf that you'll be doing should be able to do %c. These are the specifier. Specifier are things that are in front. So you should be able to handle %c, %s, and %, or something like that. Probably just the percentage. This one might be, we can have percentage and percentage, right? So when you have percentage, it means that it's not going to print out anything, right? I think so. We can use this guide to check. You should pass in percentage somewhere. Yes, look at this guy. Okay, percentage. I don't know if it's this one. Wait, percent. Yeah, percent. It should be this one, percentage, right? So if you look at it, it should print out 1%, right? So you should undo that as well. Okay, so what you just do is test it with it too. Where are we? Are we here? Okay, we're here back. So let me just go down, and yes. So I think that's, you don't need to undo flag character, you don't need to undo width, you don't need to undo position. So let's just get into it and see what we can do out of this. Okay, so the next question will just be that you should be able to undo D and I, you should be able to undo B binary, right? Something like that. So you should be able to handle UOXX, hexadecimal, unsigned, I guess, octa, right? You should be able to handle, which one? use a local buffer 1 or 2 characters to order to call write. So you should be able to handle s, right? Print the string. So all these things are just things that printf does, so you just have to do this. So this one should be able to print p should be what's this guy called, pointer, right? So I think this one is for pointer. So all these stuffs are just things that you will do. Okay, so there are basically two ways, and then I will show you the first way. So the second way is what you would probably be using, because the second way would allow you to be calling functions. The first way is just doing it straight, and I will explain it. You have to understand the straight way before you can implement the second method I'm talking about. All right. So what you do is so ls nothing. So I'll vi my main.h, right? I'm going to define it. If not define my main.h, should define my main.h file, and then end if. Okay, so you have to know periodic function. I think there's a video on the task, so you can just watch the video on the task to kind of get a little bit understanding on periodic function. That's what we'll be using a bit here. We use periodic function, you use structure, you use arrays, you use pointers, and some other things that you've learned in the past. All right, so the thing is, okay, we'll then say we'll include, for periodic function uses standard arguments, right? .h, right? And then we have, you can include your uni std.h, because we'll be doing our putchar. Putchar uses write, and write uses this guy. Okay, so I think we can include your standard library as well, but you should not include your what's it called, your stdio. Okay, so let me still quit this for now. So if I have my main.h now, so let me do my main.c so that I can be using it to test. Okay, so I can just copy their own and use it to test, or probably write my own. Anyway, let me just use their own so I don't waste time, because there's no time. So I'll copy this guy, I'll paste this guy here. Alright, so I have 3 files, right? So remember, if you read the instruction, you are told not to push the main.c this time. You know, sometimes they used to say they won't flog you for not pushing or something like that. So the main.c files are shown. Okay, you can use them to test your function, but you don't have to push to your repo. If you do, okay, they said they won't take you, so okay, so you can push it. Okay, I thought I read something else. All right, so they said they won't punish you for doing that. All right, so the next thing I will do is, I would say, let me clear. So let's start our function. So I want to create something as printf, right? So I'll just say vi printf dot c, right? So I'll include my main.h, and that will be all, right? And then I'll document it, and then it is underscore printf, that's the function name, right? Print to standard output formatted text, right? And then we'll have some stuff. So let me just copy the prototype. So the prototype is, I think it will return an integer the name is underscore printf, right? And then it's going to collect an argument constant character, a pointer to format, comma, and an ellipse. I think something like this. So this one will be formatted format specifier. Alright, so it's going to return as well. It's going to return an int. Let me break this guy to see if our color is right. Okay, return. It's going to return the number of bytes printed. Okay, so basically that is that. So it's going to return. Let me just check if I'm right. So I'll come down. Okay, I think I'm right. All right. So the next thing is I'll come here and continue. I hope my network doesn't fumble this morning. Alright, so basically we would just initiate what we do when we are doing periodic function, right? But before that I want to loop through. So I will create an int I. Okay, I'll create that. What would I create again? Like, it can be unsigned as well. Unsigned int I. Okay, so I can create my int I. Okay, so I will create my because we want to return number of bytes. Okay, so I'll create my count. Sorry, let me just put it beside the int I. Okay, so I'll create my count and I will initialize it to 0 because I want to count, right, the number of bytes, and if I don't see anything I'll just say is 0, right? So that's if it doesn't print anything. So I'll do this, and then the next thing I want to do is what else? Let's just continue, I guess, and if I remember how to put it. So the first thing you will do is you do your VA list, right? So let me just give it a space because I don't want that data to complain. Okay, so you VA list, and then you can just call it probably arguments, right? So you are giving all this list, right? You are giving it this guy. So this VA list is what comes with that standard argument. It is a function that comes with periodic function, right? It is a macro. All right, so you say VA list. Okay, I think this one used to be in brackets, right? No, it won't be in brackets. Just say argument x, right? And then we'll have so this will be done. So the next thing is there's one argument I want to put here, but I won't go into it now. So I'll say VA start, okay, and it's like this, and then you put that argument that you want to. It's like you are counting all the arguments starting from the first one to the next one to the next one. So VA start will help you initialize those counts, right? So we'll do our VA start args, and then we'll say format. Okay, format. Good. So the next thing we'll do is we'll iterate through. We'll say for our I equals to 0, right? For our I equals to 0, as long as format at index I, okay, is not equal to null. I plus plus. Okay, there's something I want you to know about printf is that let me just quickly explain that part to you is that when we ls and vi to m.c, okay, so let me include stdio. I'm just using this to explain, so nothing much. Main dot, sorry, it's main, right? So you can put your void in that place. So I'll just do printf return 0. So remember that printf can print this guy, I am a boy, to print I am a boy. And then remember that we said that it is going to collect a constant character here and then some argument here. So sometimes we might not have argument and it will work, right? And then sometimes we might have argument. Okay, comma. Why is this comma not pressing? Has this thing hanged? I think my network has frozen. That's why I hate explaining videos on. My network has frozen. Let me just reload it. Okay, so we can also, let me see, into printf underscore test, I guess. That's frozen again, or what? Okay, that guy didn't save. So we can also have I think we can recover it. Vi recover to m.c. Okay, so that's it. So we can also, sorry, have some argument here, right? And say that, okay, we want it to print based on the format. Okay, so we want it to print decimal, and then we say we want it to print 2 plus 4, okay, which will be 6, or we want it to print 2 to 2. So many arguments like that, right? And then when we make 2m.c, I don't know if make works here. Okay, this guy doesn't work here. 2m.c, okay, that one actually worked. And I compile it to see I am a boy 222. So it can take ordinary, if I remove this, if I vi into 2m.c, you have my 2m.c now. Good. So let me remove that far because it's going to disturb us. Remove dot 2. Good. Okay, so if I vi into my main dot, sorry, 2m, so if I remove this guy, right, if I remove this guy and still execute it, gcc 2m.c, it will still create I am a boy. I didn't put new line, that's why this one is naive. So it will still print I am a boy, right? So it can accept arguments, it can reject arguments. So you want to take that into consideration, but we will not go there now. Probably when I'm almost done with this video, I will add that to it. All right, so that might also add to a failure, right? Because you didn't put that. So the first thing I will do is I will vi into my printf, right? Underscore printf.c. Good. So you come here and say, okay, as long as I understand this, All right, good. So we will say if our format, right? So the thing is, a format will be passed onto this guy, right? So if our format at index I, right, is not equal to percentage, okay, so we are saying that if that format that they give to this guy is not percentage, then it means that it is not printing anything here, right? So if it is not, it should just print whatever is here, right? That's what we want to do. So we'll say if it is not, it should just print whatever. Okay, so we'll say it should just print whatever is there. So we should just print. So to print, we'll have to create our own putchar, right? But let me just imagine that we've created a putchar. Okay, so we will not use their putchar because putchar 2 is in stdio, right? So we have to do your own putchar. So you can rename your putchar anyhow. So in your function you give it, so just to make it different from other people's own. Okay, just try and make sure it's different, because so many people will be watching this video and they want to probably even use the same guide that we're using here. So just try and change it. So we'll create a putchar, probably my putchar, or let's say you can just say putchar, remove this a, right? You know that it is putchar. All right, so we say that because it's going to go through that all this stuff, it's going to go through everything that is here, right? It's going to go through them one by one. Okay, so this is going to check if the first character here is a percentage sign, right? So it's going to, this guy is going to go through this thing until it gets to the null, because it is a string that is here, right? So it's going to go through, they've told you that it is a string, so it's going to go through everything that is here one by one to search for this format. If not, it should just print that string and then we are done, right? So it's going to check through one by one at index 0, that's the first character. It's going to check, is it percentage, right? So if it is not percentage, it should just print that character. Do you understand? So we just say it should print this character. So put char and then we'll say format I, right? Sorry, hold on a second. Yes, so we'll say format I, right? That it should print this guy. That's what we'll do. And then I think that should be it. Yes, that should be it. So you would now go out, you vi your put, this is it, right? Dot c. Okay, so you can give that one to different name, but the main thing is that your, it's okay, it returns an int. Okay, your there's something that came to my mind I will explain to you as well. Your function name must be exactly what you use. Can you see this one does not have a, so if you use any other name it should be the same thing. And then argument is going to collect a character, right? A character, let's say C for example, right? And then don't forget you have to still document, include your main, right? So you include your main.h, right? You document, so you say it is a putchar to print a character, so it's going to return the number of bytes as well. Print a character, so I will explain that returning of number of bytes to you now as well. So I will explain it. So we'll say at C, right? Character input. I'm kind of rushing. Okay, and then it's going to return, as we said, it's going to return. It's going to return 1, right? Return 1 because it's going to print one character at a time. All right. on success. So let's end that here. Okay, so to do this, we'll just say you should return, right? And then we'll use the right function inside. To use the right function, we are printing to the standard output, so this is 1 comma, and then we want to print what, C, so you pass in the address of C, right? And how many characters do you want to print? Just 1 character. Okay, so I think this should work for it. And then before we end it, you copy this guy, put it in the main.h, right? So vi our main.h, right? So I'll add this guy to it. I forgot I haven't added my printf, so I'll say printf, so it is a constant character, right? And format, so it's going to collect a string, right? And then comma, and then ellipsis, right? I think that's that. Okay, good. So let's go back to our printf. Hey, not this one. Let me remove it. I want to remove the printf I created. This thing is hanging again. It's frozen. It's freezing. Probably I might have to just quickly use my what's it called? But the reason why I don't use the vagrant is because the color, when I upload the video, people don't see. They complain that there's a particular deep blue color for folders. That it's crazy. It's not showing. Anyway, let me reload this guy since that's frozen. This guy is just wasting our time. This is NTN's problem. I'm so sorry, guys. So basically, where am I? So that's what we want to first do. So we are just going to do all those things for every other function, right? But the problem is, while doing that, while continue, what's going on? While doing that, disconnected, saying no internet. Oh, there is internet. Let me just disconnect and connect back. Okay. So while doing that, it's going to get too much, and Betty would start complaining, and then yes, Betty will start complaining, and then you won't get your checks complete, right? Look at what it's saying. There's no internet. It would still load. I'm tired of. I don't know if it's the system or the network. So which one are we editing? Okay, I want to remove this underscore printf. Printf. Oh, my printf is just printf. Anyway, so I'll vi my underscore print. It's supposed to be printf. I can rename it. So back to what I was saying. What did we want to do? I think we are done here with this. Okay, so we'll check for that, and then we'll just print it, right? So this one will do for just printing the string without any arguments, right? So we can have some arguments, right? So we'll then say, but before that, I wanted to explain the return type of printf, right? And it works the same way for a return type for putchar and some other functions that return number of bytes. Okay, so to test if printf actually return number of bytes, so let me vi into that my 2m, right, dot c, right? So I will say, I will declare an int here, So I'll say int I. Okay, let me give it 0. Or don't worry, don't let me give it 0. Okay, I equals to, so I'm passing what printf would return to I, right? So I want to print I as well. So end, so printf right? So I'll say percent d, right? And then comma, and then I'll say I. So it should print whatever I is now. And if you look at it, we have 1, I think 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This might be 10, right? So we'll gcc 2n, and then we'll run it. Okay, I am a boy and 10. I didn't put new line, that is why. So that is to show you that printf returns the number of bytes. So our own printf2 must return the number of bytes it printed. Okay, so we'll go back to our printf, and then we would initialize this. So I can say at the end of this guy, because it will be going one character at a time, so our sorry, okay, so I'll say at the end our count should increase. I can say count plus plus, right? I can say count plus plus, or I can say count plus equals to 1. That I should add 1 to count. Okay, so whenever it comes back for the second one, our count will become 2, and then at the end we'll say it should return count. So at that point we are returning the number of bytes. Okay, so the next thing is we want to check for other, I want to format it for other stuffs, right? So the next one we should do is when the next character is a percent sign. Let's check for that. Okay, so when the next character after, let's say it has gotten a percent sign, right? And then the next one is a percent sign. Or let's do when the next one is, I think C. Let's see, C. Okay, so we'll then say we are still inside the loop, right? So it will check, is this guy that is here, is it percent sign? Yeah, this one will check, is it percent sign? Once it sees that it is not, it will come here. As far as this guy is not, it will come here, right? Let me see, not percent sign, sorry, it will do this. So if it is percent sign, right, then it will check the next thing, right? So this one I can give it 2 arguments, but I know most people give it 1 argument, and I used to give it 2 arguments. All right, so sorry, I'll say if and then I'll say if my format I is equal to this guy, right, and my format I plus 1, that's the next one, is equal to C, right? So the C, I'll do it like this, is equal to C, then it should do this, right? So this is where our VA arg will come in. Okay, VA arg is the one that holds this thing here. So we'll say that it should replace that percent %C with whatever VA arg is holding here. but because it is a character will only print one stuff. So we'll just say we'll use put char to just print that single character, and then we'll continue with the rest, and then it will come and go to the next place to continue with the rest of the stuff. It will search for percentage again if it is there, if it's %c again, because we can have %c, right? And then to continue. So that's what we want to do here. All right, so for this one we'll then say that what do we do here? So this place will say, so I will test these files for you as well, and then I'll explain the second method which you'll be using, but it's still going to be this format. You're still using this format, right? So the thing is, we can't do for %c, do for %h when we get there. All right, when we get there. Okay, so also you can, instead of doing this, if you do like this, it will still work. Okay, if you still do like this, it will still work. All right, so anyone that suits you, but I prefer that old former one. That's what I use, and it's called defensive coding or something like that. All right, so we want to say, okay, if that's the case, then then it should print put char, right? It should print whatever this guy is holding, arg, right? And this guy used to hold args, argument, comma, and what the type of data it want to print. But we want to print character. If we use character, this should work. But for this for C, character has been replaced with integer. You know, computer doesn't save character, it uses ASCII. So for this guy, a char is still a type of integer, right? But a limited, a 1 byte type of integer. So you use int instead. Okay, so if you've done variety function the last time, you will know that you can't use char. I think one of the video I used char, and then it gave an error, and then it told us to change it to int, right? And then you change it to int. So we want to print character. That's what we're saying here. That it should print with, let's say, this pucha weapons. This guy is holding the value here, so it will print that value, and then it will continue. It's as simple as that, right? And then it's, but the problem here is, yes. So the problem I will have here is that when it comes here and it has seen that percentage sign and see that this guy is there, it will want to first print the percentage sign. It will want to first print this C before it prints this this argument, this stuff that is here. It will want to first print this C before it prints the stuff that is here. So what we do, we can test it out now. I think we can test it out now. Right, so let me just compile with their format to just show that it might work. Let's see, page up. We have our main.c already, so this one should be working for character already, but we have one issue. So ls, let me see, is there something I don't want to test? 2m.c. so let me make a directory and call it test. So I want to send that 2m.c there. Move 2m.c into test. Alright, so let us compile our .c file. So we have one error. It says, okay, we are supposed to put comma there in printf. So vi underscore printf .c. Where is the error? I didn't check though. I just pressed enter. I didn't check. Let me see again. Line 30, number 16, 930. Let's go back. $930. Oh, it's down. Oh, it's this guy. I wasn't seeing it because I was looking at I didn't see any place to replace. Alright, so let's recompile. Hey, sorry, I went to press something else. I know it's going to give me that error. It's going to bring this guy out. Alright, good. So we have it. So if you look at it, our H character, right? It is replacing our, instead of printing the character that is outside, it is printing C. So we'll go back here and say that instead of printing that C, go to the next, skip that C, right? You should skip C. So we'll say, I think we should, I'm coming, you should print I plus plus. I think I plus plus. Okay, we should go to the next one. So let us compile and see. It has scattered it. Wait. I'm coming here. Let's wait. Coming. Okay, so this one will say print C. Yes. Right. Yeah, that should be it. It should be I plus plus. Let me. Oh, sorry, I'm adding it to the wrong place. Sorry. This thing has frozen again. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, it has frozen again. Let me reload it. So I'm supposed to add it here. I was wondering what is going on. It scattered everything. Network issue again. So reconnect. Alright, so let's retry. It's wasting our time. I don't want this video to be more than 1 hour because I know everybody has a lot of time. So I'll just try and be fast. Alright, so early to see those. So we have so let us let's recover where we are. Printf or let me just remove these dots. So vi, right? So I'll just remove this guy. It's not supposed to be there. I was wondering, it scattered everything. So it's supposed to be here. This is for C. It's for C that we are doing, right? So I'll just say I plus plus, right? Good. So I will compile. Oh, I don't have my compilation again. Let me paste it. Okay, and then okay, good. So if you look at our H, okay, our H has disappeared. It's not showing. So let's see. Let's fix that. bi underscore print. So what's going on? Let me add this guy. If our format is if our format, I'm sure that should work, but if our format I is equal to percentage and format I plus is equal to this. Okay, so is there anything we're missing here? Putcha, I think we have this one. Yes, putcha. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Oh, sorry, sorry, sorry. I know why. I know why. I know why. I know why. So at the end, we are supposed to do va end, right? And then we'll pass in our args, right? Okay, this might be the reason. All right, let us clear. Okay. Okay, good. As you can see, our character is h. Our character is h. Is working perfectly now, right? So we've sorted that one out. Okay, so we'll go to the next one. Okay, so let me just vi underscore print to see that this guy doesn't really matter, because I just put it to see what was wrong. Okay, so all right, so if I still compile it this way, oh, it's really it's not working. That really matter, so you have to put that into consideration anyway. But wait, why is it replacing the h? I think it is replacing. Damn. Anyway, but that shouldn't matter. Let me see. Or did I miss where? Did I remove the wrong one? Anyway, let me add it. Okay. If format I, so you should add that. If format I is equal to, if format I is equal to percentage and, but I've seen so many people not using that. I think I even used AI at some point and it didn't use it. So I don't know why it's not working now. But let's recompile to be sure. Okay, our H is working. All right, so that is that. So let us vi our print. So if you when you check, I should start checking print. All right. So next one is we'll do for string. So to do for string, okay, we'll do for string and then we'll do one more, right? For we'll try and finish up tax one, right? And then you continue and I'll explain what to do. All right. So um so we'll say if, oh, this is why it's not checking. You have to use else if here, right? If you use else if, this other one should work. So else if, so if you use else if and you remove this guy, I think it should work. Let's try that. Right? Oh, sorry. Let's remove this guy because I've seen it work. As you can see, it worked, right? Because I know I've seen it worked. All right. So vi underscore printf.c. All right. So else if will not make it check everything. So we'll say the next one. So the next one is for um, um, if sorry, else if So we'll do this one, we'll do for percentage, and I'll explain the rest for you, right? Else if, and then we'll say else if what? If our format is equal to percentage, and if our format is our format I plus, right? I plus 1 is equal to S, right? We want to print it out. But the problem for this guy is, instead of using putchar, because putchar will only print one at a time. But the thing is, %s will print string, and so because of that, we will need to define something that prints string in order to do this thing. So something that prints string is like the puts, right? Puts will help you. So we can put our own puts, right? So we're going to declare this guy, right? So we'll use puts. And if you check for string very well, if you familiar with the last task for string, okay, so one is that you remember that this guy is returning number of bytes printed. Put, we don't know how many bytes it will be printing, because string will be printing extra. For example, if I go up, right, so %c, for example, is just printing 1 and we are incrementing by 1. But if it's %s, we don't know how many words is bringing into this guy for it to return. So we have to add the return byte to this guy, right? So that's what we'll do as well. So the return byte would have been defined in puts. Puts would return the number of bytes, okay? So that return byte will pass it to an integer called probably string count. String count equals to this. So we'll go up and declare string count, okay? So we can say s underscore count, string count, comma, right? Okay, so this guy will be holding string count for puts, right? Puts 2 will return, so this guy will hold it. So we'll add that, right? So we'll declare put as well, right? We'll go and do that now. And then the next thing we'll do is that we'll pass in the value that it's holding, right? va underscore args will be holding some value, which will be what? Args, comma, and a pointer to a character, because it is printing string, right? We don't want it to print that string as well, so we'll say I plus plus, right? And also we want to s count, we want to add it to this point if it comes to if this thing enter this guy, okay? So we'll say s count or count plus equal to s count. So if this guy is 7, we are adding 7 to this guy. But the funny thing is that if it comes here, it's going to add extra 1 to it. We don't want it to add, so we'll just minus that 1 from this guy. Okay, and I should have used a whiteboard to explain all these things, but I don't sincerely have time. But I'm going to try, probably maybe the next cohort will benefit from that, to explain a better version of almost all the tasks we've done so far. So this thing has frozen again. Hey, which kind of problem is this? The network has disconnected. How to connect? So I'll have to reload. I have to reload and see. I hope it saves. Still waiting. So we'll finish this guy. We'll define our puts. Okay. So you can forward all this place if it's still loading at your end. What's going on? It is working now. Oh man, this is a pain in the ass. CD print. I'm used to ALX, blah blah blah. Printf underscore test. Okay, so ls, so la. So we have a file that we are still. So our vi recover underscore print f.c. Alright, so where are we? Good. So I think we are where we are. Where we are. So basically this should work, but we have to define puts, right? So before that, I would just continue and do the last one as well, and then we'll define puts, run it, and then I'll explain the last thing for you. Alright, so I can just do else if, and it is not a good practice to always use else if, so you could use switch cases for this. Check the last task on periodic function to help you. I think we used switch cases for that one, right? So the next thing I will do is, hey, I hope this thing hasn't frozen again. Which kind of problem is this? Okay. I don't know. It's just hanging. Oh, what a problem it is. I don't know what's going on. If you have a better suggestion, you can let me know in the comments. Anyway, so what I do next is I'll do my s. Okay, sorry. So I want to know if that format now, right? Format at I plus 1 is now equal to percentage, right? Is equal to percentage. So we'll check for that as well. Sorry. Sorry. Okay, so if it is percentage, what do? We'll say that it's just print percentage, right? So put chr, it should print. We can add that one here as well, because once it's not this. So anyway, if the next thing is percentage, it should print percentage, and it should not print the previous percentage, right? I think that's what we'll do. Or you should print percentage rather. So because of that, we'll just say print percent. It's going to print the percentage. So if we have double percent, it's going to still repeat that double percent, right? That's what we are saying. But I don't think. But we have double percent here. Percent. Oh, I think percent which should be 1. Percent and printf should be 1. Should it be 1%? Percent would it be 1? I'm not sure. Anyway, so we can run this and check. Alright, so I think we are done. So the next thing is, let us define puts, and after that I'll explain the code one more time and then we'll be done. So our vi puts, sorry, right? So I'll include my main.h, right? And then I would document and say puts, sorry, okay, I don't know, so I'd see. Okay, so we'll do this, and then time is going. Yeah, time is going. Time is not on our side. So the next thing we'll do is it's going to be a character, but because it's a string, and then we'll do C for string. All right. So we'll create a count because we want it to return a particular number, right? Good. So then say if it is string, if it is C, if there is a C inside, then a for loop should, you can just go on with the for loop, all right, without the if C. Oh, let me just put the attack for them. Oh, sorry, if C. All right. So at the end, it should return count. That's what we do. Okay, so it should return count. Then so for so we can say for count equals to 0, right? As long as string sorry, as long as C at index count, that's in the 0, is not equal to null. Hey, what's going on? Not equal to null. Count plus plus. Then we'll say, what do we do then? Then we'll just say put char print that will put char. It should print whatever is there. How am I using string? Okay, so we are using the count as loop, right? So it's going to be counting. So this guy is going to, whatever string is here, right? So it's going to iterate using this array arithmetic, right? So it's going to count, it's going to iterate through the loop, right? C count is going to this guy is going to be printing C count at index 0, C count as far as not equal to null. So if we have D, for example, as the string, so it's going to go, T will be at index 0 to print T, H will be at index 1, it prints, E will be at index 2 to print that, and then the next one will be null, so it won't print that. So it will, the count will not be 3, it will not be 0, 1, 2, right? So it will not be 3, and then it's going to return count, right? So basically that's the definition for put. So you can check online what definition for put is as well. So I think that should also help. So if you are done with that, you can do this. Hey, let me cut puts because I need the prototype. Let me pass it to so give me the first line because I need this guy. So I want to include this guy in the head main.h. So I'll create this, put this like that. Alright, so I might create a part 2 of this video as well, but let's still continue. So I'll be into can we test now? Let's see if we can test now. I'm not sure though. I think there's still one or two things to correct. Okay, yeah, this one is VA-arg, not VA-args. And then expected expression before character. What's going on? Okay, let's go. Might be VA underscore printf C. Enter. Where is it? Arc. Yeah, I've seen it. Hey, this guy has frozen again. What problem is this? What sort of problem is this? So I would go here, remove this guy. I think this guy is not saving. Okay, LA. What's going on? I didn't tell you to open this guy now. What's going on now? Okay, let's just quit it. Grid only option is set. Add this to right. I've added it now. Press enter or type command to continue. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. Let me just reload it. It's giving me issue. This is why people eat VI. CD printf underscore test. So let me remove this guy. He's the one giving me problem. SW VI underscore printf dot C. What's going on now? Hey, what's going on? CD printf underscore test ls, sorry, LA. Which other file do I have? So I have two of these files. Sorry. Okay, vi underscore printf. Let's see. Okay, better. So I'll remove this one. Var. Alright, so copy this guy again, paste it. Okay, so it says expected specifier. Let's see, expected specifier qualifier list before star. Let me see. So vi back. Okay, before this, let me see. Printf. Let's see. So okay, okay. I think I know what's it's supposed to be char pointer, not. I think it's supposed to be like this. So let's recompile. Oh, what's going on? This thing is just hanging. What kind of problem is this? I don't know. Just freezing. This thing can be frustrating. Okay, so if you look at it, let me see. Our string is working. Can you see? Let's try to print a simple sentence. Let's try to print a simple sentence. This one is working perfectly, right? Our character is working perfectly, right? Our percentage is working perfectly. So we've dealt with this thing. So there are other ways to deal with. So I think in the next video I'm going to talk about how to deal with D and I. Okay, but basically that is that with this task. All right. So you would probably still get some error when you try this and try to check your code. Okay, and that will be because let me see. Clear. If I Betsy all my .c file, right? Okay, that one is for the main. Okay, so our printf.c has 2 white space error. So I think this error is still okay. You can still manage this one. So vi underscore printf. So we have our line 11 and set number 11 and 25 or so. So if you look at that 11, okay, there's I've declared it's 25. It starts frozen again. Yeah, this is the white space. Okay. So basically, what would happen later on if you continue is that the function will now be more than 40 lines, right? And then it will give you errors. So if I Betty my underscore printf.c now, it is not giving giving me error. So this might likely work. So the thing is now, let me vi it back into. I don't know if you have any question. Let me know in the comment section. Okay. So the thing is, this thing would not be too much, right? It will not be giving you error. So the second method you now need to do in order to solve that thing is that you would now create one single function, because we still need to make a function that when the next character after percent it is not c, is not s or any other function that we'll be using, then it should print one
error message, or it should continue printing rather. It should not print, because if you have %10, right, it's just going to print %10, because 10 is not a 1 is not a specifier. All right, so we need to create just one single function here that would not be calling, so we'll not be creating files for different ones. String would have something like this, in which we'll pass this thing into it, and then it will just execute it for us. So that will make this printf file smaller, and then would extend all these guys to that file. Okay, that kind of file. So to do that, we'll kind of create like an array, so but it's going to be in a structure, and then we'll now be calling it from another function. I know this sounds so overwhelming, but I'll try and break it down. I would I've been into it. I think I'm still getting some errors. I'm trying to fix it. I'm getting some segmentation errors. So once I fix it, I'll probably quickly put a video to that. Let me quickly upload this. If you have any questions, let me know, and then I'll see you.